Hey, Paul, our topic today for Automotive Marketing Leaders Coffee Talk was the channels that are marketing channels that are working, those that aren't working, those that we're questioning. And we ended up taking a side drive, but a really important one today because the question ended up being asked, really, what do we do in the current climate when we don't have cars to sell? And that ended up really driving our channel discussion today.
Yeah, it was like one of those, parallel roads, when they built an interstate right next to the what was the country road. Well, we got off and we drove the country road for a while. And the main point of that being we're about to have no cars. We just got through COVID, right? Where we weren't open. So what do we talk about? And now it's like, well, we know we're going to run out of inventory. So what do we talk about? Where do we pull back? Where do we lean into? And so it's just what we do as the industry, though. So I mean, that we got there because it really is on everybody's mind right now.
Yeah, and one of the many great points made was that there were lessons from COVID. We've seen something like this before. It's a little bit different this time, but what do you talk about when you can't buy a car? Well, I know you can talk about some of Paul Daly's favorite things.
Yeah, definitely. So I think this is the great equalizer when you realize, oh my gosh, I can't talk about I have this car and this is how much it costs. The level of panic is really proportionate to your level of preparedness. And I think a balance between talking about non-inventory things like what you believe and your brand and the ease of doing business and all of your why buy messaging. And I think it can be a blessing in disguise if people lean into it. This is a great time to balance that out when there's not a lot of sales velocity, because when sales velocity picks back up, and we know it will, you're not going to want to pay attention to this stuff anymore.
And what a great opportunity to try some things that you've always wanted to try, but you've been stuck on that hamster wheel.
Yep.
Doing the current monthly deals, and here we have a pause in the activity. So we had people talking about giving some love to their service departments. Mm-hmm. The service departments will be so delighted to actually get some attention through this. There was a lot of talk about video, social video and educational video, and some of the places where we can put some energy into right now. So you used an interesting expression, Paul, which was we're playing for intangibles right now.
Yeah. I mean, so we were talking about typically we always are talking about, well, I have the same car that they have, right? So we're on a level playing field. Everyone's got the car. Most people, right? There's a lot of similarities, but we're competing for a tangible thing. They got the deal. I didn't get the deal. I think we're still playing on a level playing field. They don't have the car. We don't have the car, but we're still competing for an intangible level of attention. They look at my dealership this way. They view me favorably or unfavorably. So we're still playing in the marketing and branding space for our share of attention and our share of positive sentiment. It's just not as easy to measure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we did end up talking about some channels, of course, because how can you talk about anything without talking about channels? And marketplaces got a couple good hits today. Of course, there was the Facebook Marketplace announcement, and there was some very interesting opinions on Facebook Marketplace. Doesn't sound like anybody's really that sad to see it go away. A lot of talk about AIA and that, in fact, it might have improved efficacy given this change with Facebook Marketplace. And we talked about other marketplaces. Sounds like some marketers are thinking about cutting back on the extras right now when inventory is low. You don't need to push your car as much. We're getting a lot higher leads per car coming in, which comes with its own challenges. So marketplaces were a big focus, and organic. People were talking about organic. Organic is up. It's definitely a focus amongst our automotive marketing leaders.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, organic is the one thing when you invest in that strategy and you start, like, you're not paying what I call the brand tax, and advertising. All advertising is a tax on your business in one way or another. So if you're going to spend money, not spending it, pulling back on the ad tax side of it and investing it into the brand organic side of it, where you're really paying attention to how am I getting organic eyeballs on things. And instead of just lamenting over, oh, this tool I liked or this tool I used, I think you put it best in the beginning, Drew. You just said, like, we have this opportunity. Like, we view it as an opportunity, and it really is. We have experience. We just walked through a really hard opportunity, and now we're walking into a much, much easier opportunity.
Yeah, so there we are. Seize the opportunity. And speaking of opportunities, you can join us. This coffee talk is open to all tier 3 automotive marketing leaders. So I'll make sure the link is in the comments below. And feel free to jump in and join the great conversations. As always, we hit the end time and said, wow, what just happened there? So it's always full of information and some great friendships being developed. So come join us. And with that, Paul, we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks as always. It's such a pleasure to co-host with you.
Likewise. Talk to you soon.